My name is Tim Burke. I'll be one of the co-managers. The McCarthy family from Kinsale, who own and operate the site, were unavailable, so they've sent me in their stead because I suppose I'm the person that keeps the people talking longest on the phone, so they said I'd be the person most appropriate to talk in front of an audience like this. So just to give you a little oversight of Ballyhass in case you haven't been on site, or if you maybe just know the name or you don't know anything at all. It's a 40-acre site, an old limestone quarry that was bought by the McCarthy family about 20 years ago and set up as a fishing centre. So the quarry filled up with this most beautiful water. They had experience in fishing down in Kinsale, so they decided to move operations up to Ballyhass. Stocked it with trout. The trout took. There was a good thriving fishing community there. They decided to build 11 holiday homes on site to cater for the kind of fishing holiday industry from the UK and Germany primarily, but that all kind of came at the wrong time then with the recession hit kind of just as the holiday homes were built. So they decided to pivot. What do we do now? They're not coming over from Germany, they're not coming over from the UK, or even our own local fishermen aren't fishing as much. So they kind of brought in the aid of a guy from Ahada, Alex. He was involved with Trabolgan. He decided to get a fleet of kayaks, set up an abseiling frame, kind of rock climbing using the natural resources that we had, and set up kind of an activity centre. And it started very small. I remember kind of starting back in the day that a group of up to kind of 40 participants, and you would have said, oh, geez, we're very busy today. Nowadays, if we get 400 on site, I mightn't even see them because I'm kind of cocooned in the office at the moment, and the day kind of runs itself. So it's kind of grown over the last 7 or 8 years to that capacity. We work primarily with large groups. Large groups could be any walk of life, so we would have started with our school tours, sports teams, corporate groups, heads and stags, scouts teams, any sort of a group, birthday parties. If they're willing to come to us, we're willing to open the doors to them. We offer 16 different activities between land, water and height. We use the 40-acre site as capacity. We have 4 acres of playing pitches. We use the rock face. We use the natural spring water for our water activities. But the kind of beauty of the site is that while you can be with your group of 10 to 12 friends or work colleagues or sports members, you don't feel like there's another group with you, because it is ideally spaced out. But when it's time for your next activity, it's only a 2-minute walk away. So the site kind of functions very well from that point of view. In 2014, we built Ireland's largest cable wakeboarding. So for most people, they would associate wakeboarding at the back of a boat, like water skiing with a single board, like a snowboard. But in kind of smaller lakes and in built-up areas and cities and stuff, they developed this cable system with motors and towers where the wakeboarders pulled across the water with that. So it's Ireland's largest cable wakeboard. We're kind of trying to grow the wakeboarding community as best we can in the country. There's only one other operator in Dublin. There's plans for a few more across the country, and we're heavily involved in offering as much advice as we can with them. We're hosting competitions. We held a competition last weekend with 50 competitors, and we're hosting the national event next weekend as well. So we're hoping that there'll be up to 50 competitors again, trying to get their national ranking. This year, probably our biggest and most bold project was the opening of our aqua park. It's an inflatable water park on water. We were probably hindered in the last number of years from what we could offer. Like I said, it was primarily group activities. So for the person that wasn't involved in a sports club or wasn't involved with a youth club, we didn't have much to offer them to come to us. But the aqua park has really opened up the doors to everyone. We've seen a massive amount of repeat customers, which we wouldn't normally have, and people coming from far and wide. We actually couldn't believe the popularity of it. It's probably increased our flow by up to 30%, so we've probably gone from around the 30,000 mark to hopefully, fingers crossed when we do the numbers at the end of the season, hopefully around the 50,000 day visitors through the doors. So that's been a big success, as I said. So just the last leg of this, just how are we successful, okay? We're successful kind of, and everyone has seen possibly the success this year. Every year previous we've grown. We weren't afraid to advertise aggressively. We weren't afraid to pay the radio stations, to get in the newspapers. We utilise social media. It is a great resource. We have 25,000 likes on Facebook, and most of those likes are the kind of, you can target who you're looking at. So if you're targeting like a 10-year-old's birthday party, who are you going to target? You're going to target the mothers and stuff like that. Facebook is brilliant in that regard, that you can utilise it, you can pick your target market. We advertise aggressively, like I said. There are lots of other adventure centres out there that are kind of OCIs, OECs, outdoor education centres, that get government funding. We don't get that government funding, so we have to reinvest what we make. And it's only now that we're possibly seeing the fruits of that, and we're not going to stop now and just say, okay, we're as big as we can get, we're going to try and get bigger again. But that's kind of at one side of it. The other side of it is the people element of the business. All our activities are instructor-led, and our staff and our site are probably our two greatest assets to the business. So like our site, 40 acres, land, water and height, use it to the best of its ability. But the staff, like I couldn't speak highly enough of staff. I don't know if you saw me there from the back, it's Team Ballyhass is written over everything, and we are a team. We bring in our instructors at a very young age, 16, 17 years of age, TY ages, and we train them up, and we try and keep them for as long as we can, up until probably they're the end of their college career. We train them up in the activities, we train them up in a culture that we want them to be the face of Ballyhass. Like I said, I get cocooned in the office for a day, so I could take the booking and wait and see that person from when they check in to when they check out. The Ballyhass staff are what run the centre. I feel that's why lots of ways that people come back. Kind of selective in who we take, which is probably a great thing to be, that we have a large group of youngsters in locality that want to work with us. But this year we took on 15 new staff, and next year we're probably looking at doing about the same, 15 new staff. All in all, we've 60 staff, so we're possibly going up to close to 70, 75 staff. Now, bulk of that is seasonal and part-time, but the part-time work that I knew when I was in college has gone to full-time seasonal, which is great to see. We interact with the community. We give out as much as we can. If a group comes to us looking for fundraising, or if they come up to us looking for sponsorship, we're happy to give it. If we give a sponsorship for a Ballyhass Aqua Park ticket for 4 people, that 4 people is probably bringing 4 more people and 4 more people. So when you look at it in that regard, that's only a drop in the ocean in terms of what's coming to us. We do have a passion for what we do. We have a Ballyhass Outdoor Project that we call it, where we give out free days to disadvantaged groups or communities. We have scholarships in wakeboarding and kayaking, where we bring 20 DY students from the local schools, some here from Closhtabur and Budvin. We give them 16 free weeks of wakeboarding or 16 free weeks of kayaking. Some of those kids were fortunate enough to get a job this year, and we've expanded it next year to take in even more, so that they can learn these new sports at no cost to themselves, only that they might have to leave school a bit earlier, I suppose, is the only drawback on a Wednesday. I suppose you don't mind that. Just to finish up, just why we're here with the heritage. We have a short story to tell. It doesn't really matter how short it is, it's still our story, and we're happy to share with it.